going to give you a quick start into GitLab. I will start with a short introduction of GitLab as to what it is and for whom it is useful for. The major portion of this video will be the setup of GitLab Community Edition in an Ubuntu environment. After successful setup, I will show you how to create a project and explore some of the commonly used features. I have compiled a few resources which will be useful for future references. At the end of this video, I have some bonus information which is useful in some use cases. So stay tuned and let's get started. So what is GitLab? In this age of digitalization, it's important for software vendors to deliver the software with good quality and continuously develop and release software meeting the requirements of the customers. GitLab is one such application where the complete life cycle of a software can be developed and maintained. At its core, GitLab is a web-based interface for versioning via Git. Git is a simple distributed version control system adopted by millions of developers across the world. GitLab also offers a file manager, integrated ticketing system, wiki-like documentation, and much more. GitLab has modules for automatic code integration, testing, and continuous delivery. Since its initial release, GitLab has evolved into a complete DevOps platform where you can manage your team, plan the tasks, create projects, verify the projects using automated testing, package your application and secure it, and so on. GitLab also has capabilities to develop agile-based projects. The common features of agile projects include roadmaps, epics, milestones, burn down charts, burn up charts, and so on. So now let's see how to access GitLab and what kind of methods are there in the next section. Now I'll show you how to install GitLab Community Edition. But before getting into that, I want to explain to you what methods you can access GitLab. GitLab offers a web-hosted version and a self-hosted version. For accessing web-hosted version, you can create a free user account under the link https://gitlab.com/users/sign_up. The self-hosted version can be useful for small teams and for test purposes. GitLab also offers two editions, the Enterprise and the Community. The Community Edition is open source software with an MIT expect license, whereas Enterprise Edition is built on top of Community Edition with additional features and has a proprietary license, meaning you have to pay for it. I'll show you step-by-step instruction to install GitLab Community Edition. The recommended method from GitLab is to use the Omnibus installation on Ubuntu. For this, I've installed the latest Ubuntu OS, the Ubuntu 20.04 LTS. Make sure it's LTS. The minimum hardware requirements for the OS is 4 GB RAM and 25 GB hard disk space. Once you have the Ubuntu OS installed, open a terminal window and let's get started with the commands. So the first command is sudo apt update and && sudo apt upgrade -y. Now it takes some time to get updated. So finally, the update is completed. Now let's execute the second line. Shouldn't take a lot of time. Yeah, next is completed. So let's get the GitLab Community Edition repository using curl. Now the next step is to install GitLab itself. So what I'll be installing Vim editor too. Now it's going to take a bit of time. So it looks like we have installed GitLab. Now let's get into the GitLab configuration file, which can be accessed via sudo vim etc /GitLab rp. Now the most important thing to note here is we need to configure our external URL. You can see in this line here, this is the URL which you'll be accessing for the GitLab instance. So using Vim, it's insert. I will define it as http santosh -diff and save it. Yep. All right. Now we've installed GitLab. Let's see if we can access the GitLab. So before accessing it, we need to also make sure GitLab configure. Make sure to reconfigure the GitLab before accessing it, because we have changed the external URL. So now the GitLab is reconfigured. So let's just check the status for GitLab. GitLab sudo GitLab ctl status. So everything seems to be okay. Everything is run. And now let's just go to the external URL which we just configured. http /santosh -def. Hola. So we have created and installed GitLab Community Edition, and now it's asking for a password. This is the root user, so please keep in mind the password. So it was the root user for which we have configured the password. Let me see whether I can log in with that password. We're taking quite time. Yep, then I'll save this user and password. All right, in the previous section we saw and installed GitLab Community Edition. Now in this section, let's create our first project and explore some of the GitLab features. For this, I'll head back to the URL which we defined during the installation, and let's create the first project there. So I'm already in GitLab. Now creating a project is as simple as clicking this new project button, and there is few options also, but I'll create a blank project for now and give test express server. I've already created locally an express server using Node.js, so I'll name the same for this project too. So that's it. We've created our first project. Now let's upload the local Git repo project into this GitLab. Yeah. For this, I need my project URL, which can be found under this clone button here, and I'll use the HTTP one. Now I'm in the Git repo, and we see here four files, and along with the node modules folder. So now the first thing is to do is to add the remote origin. This can be easily done. Not there. Here in the terminal, git remote add origin and paste the project URL here and press enter. So remote origin is added. Now we can push the file and we have successfully pushed our Git repo to the GitLab project. Now let's head back to the browser and check uh, whether it's successfully uploaded or not. Yep, the project is being uploaded. Now, um, this is going to be your project view, and in this small header section, you can see how many commits are available, how many branches, tags, and so on and so forth. Let me go into the commits area, and you can see here the different commits already present, and each commit will show you the difference between the previous commit and this commit. Now we have created our first project in GitLab. We have pushed the local Git repo into this project, and we have seen different commits and compared the files between the previous commits. Now the next feature which I wanted to show you is the issues here on the sidebar, and this is one of the main feature from GitLab, um, where you can create as many issues as possible and communicate with your team members or colleagues. And we can just submit this. This is going to be our issues view, and on the right side you can see many options which can all be configured. And the most important from this issues is also you can keep a record of time, how much time has been spent for this issue, and so on. And yeah, the next view in the issues is the boards view, where you can have as many panes as possible. And um, yeah, this is helpful, or this can be seen as a replacement for Kanban boards in the agile project development. Yeah. Okay. The next feature which I wanted to show you is a wiki, where this documentation is going to be global for your project, and here you can create as many pages as you like. So there are a number of features which GitLab offers, and I'd like you to explore them all. If you have any queries, you can contact me, or you can use the GitLab documentation, which is available under docs.gitlab.com. Okay, that's about this section. Let's head to the next section. So we successfully created our first project in GitLab. We pushed the local Git repo into the GitLab and viewed some of the features and so on and so forth. Now let's head into the next section. Here are a few links which I've compiled for you, and in bonus section I want to talk about a few facts and another important topic, GitLab to configure sending emails using GitLab. So yeah, under facts, what I wanted to tell was when the GitLab was initially released, it was in September 2011, and they have paid plans starting from $48 per user per year until $99 per user per month. And we've also explored some of the cool features what GitLab offers, like code review, wikis, um, issue and issue tracking with you remember the boards which I showed you before. We can also import and export projects, There is this time tracking, which I also shortly mentioned, and yeah, and so on. So the next thing which I wanted to talk to you about is um, that GitLab can send emails if you configure it. Yeah. So in order to configure it, we use Postfix. You can also use your own SMTP server and update the GitLab config file. But for simplicity purposes, I'll be using Postfix, um, and I'll show you how to configure GitLab in order to send emails. Okay, let's jump into the terminal now. Just keep it side by side. Yeah. So let's start. First command is to get the postfix. We need to execute these commands. Check and paste it. Now it's post mapped. Now elevate the permissions. Paste and modifications. Okay, this is done at our end. So we just need to um, do certain configurations under the postfix file. Okay, I've updated my relay host here. And I need to add the following commands. If I'm able to do it now, yeah. Copy, paste. Let me just check once. Care should be taken. The host name should be exactly same as what we defined here. In my case, Santosh minus diff for the host name. Okay, so let me save this document and yeah, restart the postfix service. Okay, my postfix is restarted. So in order to test whether my postfix configuration is working, we can download this mail utils and check. So for this, we need to just apt-get our mail utils and just say yes, and then we download it. But care should be taken on the Gmail account for which I've configured now. The turn on less secure apps must be activated. I'll show you how in a bit. So when you are logged in your of your Gmail account, I'm already logged in here, and I go to my accounts page, manage your account, and under manage my account, there's a security tab. Under the security tab, I can go here to the section less secure app access, and yeah, it's already enabled here. In if the similar feature is available for your from your email provider, please do so. Otherwise, do the necessary firewall settings uh, in order for the postfix to access your account. Yeah, so I've already done at my end. Let me just check whether I get an email. And this should show me in my sent items apparently. Yep. So this is what happens now. I just tried to send an email. Body of your email and address was not found here. So we have seen that the postfix now works. Create a user, and I've created a user, test user. Let me check in my Google account if the user has been actually created. Yep. So now here we can see, hi test user, your account has been created successfully. Log into testuser.io and set your password. This link is available to you. So in this fashion, we can ask GitLab to create a user for any um, email ID, and we can send the GitLab will send the link automatically. Have a go at it, and I look forward for your feedback. So this marks the end of this video. Quick recap of what we have done so far. We have taken a quick look into what GitLab is. We've installed GitLab Community Edition in Ubuntu, created our first project, and explored some of the features most commonly used. We have linked our local Git repo to the GitLab project, have seen issues, wiki, and so on. Additionally, at the bonus section, I've explained how Postfix can be used to relay your emails. If you like this video, please subscribe and like my channel. And yeah, see you until next.